What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous, most toxic black man on the internet, and I am black up in your face again with some more pro black commentary. It's that time of year again, folks. It's election season, and the Democrats are making a full court press to make sure that they get their candidates into office. It's not going to work because they're not actually giving people anything that they actually want. The only thing the Democrats have to run on is we're not as bad as Republicans, and you got to vote for us, or else the Republicans are going to take certain rights away. But if the Democrats were actually progressive, as they claim to be, they would bolster those rights and uphold those rights to begin with. That way, it wouldn't just be the voters chasing the carrot on the stick. Okay, just chasing their tails, trying to get votes and keep their Democratic candidates into power and keep them in office to do something. If they just did it in the first place, there would be no reason for all this nonsense. But that's the game they want to play, so they're going to lose bad. But they've also shown that they have absolutely no respect and no consideration for their black constituents. As much as the black community has supported the Democratic Party over the years, you would think they would at least have a little bit more respect, at least not so much contempt. And what I mean by that is a lot of these tactics they claim are there to help bolster goodwill or to get enthusiasm for voting Democrat. The latest is this new voting campaign put together by this, I guess it's a black dating website, because they assume that that's all black people are concerned about is dating and relationships and having sex. So they go to these types of sites and stuff like that and try to get black people to vote more. And the latest voting campaign is called No Vote, No Voting, No Vucking. That's what it's called. Okay, and instead of using the F word, they put a V in there. I guess some marketing moron thought that was clever. Some buffoon came up with that and thought they were coming up with something that was so smart and so clever. But the only types of people that would impress are people who ate glue while they were in elementary school and rode the short bus. But they made this up, and then they got this. I have no idea who this person is, by the way. I guess they're supposed to be a rapper or something like that, but it's a gay man who has all this plastic surgery and talks like the stereotype of a black female. And I guess that's supposed to be cute or funny or something like that. But they got this person rapping in the video, and then they have uh, one of the leftovers from the early 2000s, the rapper Trina. And she was one of the ones who was extremely sexually provocative and kind of like a precursor to a lot of the low down, dirty, bust down stripper type rappers that we have today. Okay, she probably inspired those women when they were young girls. But yeah, Trina, she came through during the whole Miami side of Southern rap back in like the early 2000s, late 90s. And so they got these two rapping in the video telling people that if your man or if the black man is not out there voting, he's not going to get any sex. And I remember seeing this years ago. They had that. I don't remember what her name is, but she was some like political analyst. She's a big mammy type. She looks like a cement mixer. She's one of these people that was out there telling black women years ago that if the black man is not going to give his vote, then black women need to go on a sex strike, as if anyone's going to try to get sex from her. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty obvious no one's going to be jumping on top of her because she's built like a beanbag. But she was the one that came up with that nonsense years ago, and I guess they're trying to promote it again and trying to promote it to the ratchet crowd who their entire being is wrapped up in their crotch. They have no other mindset or nothing else to offer anyone other than some crotch favors. And a lot of times that's either worn out or it's diseased or, it's shot out a bunch of babies. So it's almost worthless to begin with. But that's all they have to talk about, and that's all they have to offer a man. So that's what they're going to use is, I guess, the whole idea is for the Democratic Party to go through these ratchets to use coochie to persuade black men to vote for them. I don't know why they think that's going to work. I don't know why. But they, like I said, the whole campaign is, black women will go on a sex strike. If black men don't vote at all, if they say they don't vote, they're not going to vote. Doesn't matter how cute he is, how built he is, or how much money he has. He's not voting. We're not going to give him none. Now, once again, I don't see how this voting campaign is supposed to work. Truth be told, if you're dumb enough to fall for this type of voting campaign, you shouldn't be having sex anyway. This might be a good thing. You see what I'm saying? If you have this type of dumb mentality where this a moist man and a bust down rapper from the late 90s is going to persuade you to vote, you shouldn't be having sex and having children anyway. We should stop you from procreating. So this might actually work in our favor in that regard. It might somehow clean up the gene pool if, there are black men with sense enough not to be touching these bust downs anyway, right? Or the low of intelligence who would go for something like this. But yeah, I mean, this is what I saw yesterday. Like, I was just going online and I saw the preview of this video circulating on social media, and I shouldn't be surprised by now, because I think the same company that came up with that Vax That Ass Up when they were trying to convince black people to take the vaccine, and like, once again, just shows that they feel black people just have low intelligence, and that all we need is get some rappers from back in the day and remix an old rap song, and that'll get black people to do it. So like I said, they have no respect for black people's intelligence. Black people, for at least the last 6 or 7 years, have been telling them what they want if you want our vote, but they just don't hear that. They just think they decide that we're going to go with the dumb Negroes and the people that can't think. We'll just give them some rap music and some fried catfish and some what is that? The Juneteenth ice cream and stuff like that. We'll give them that, and that will be all they need. And once in a while, we'll give them a candidate that kind of looks like them and pretends to be black, like Kamala Harris, and that's all we need to give black people in order to get their vote. And if the appeal of getting some worn out coochie doesn't work, we'll get some of our more sophisticated black women to blame black men for the losses that the Democrats are about to take. Because that's what happened a few weeks ago with that Democratic shill, Tiffany Cross. She got online basically saying, and on her mainstream show on MSNBC, saying that, black men need to stop listening to people like Tariq Nasheed and Kevin Samuels and just fall in line and vote how we want them to vote. Now, what's funny about that is if the dude that was on what was that show, Charm School, the dude that was on Charm School, and the guy that wrote the book The Art of Mackin', and a dead drama queen are swaying your election, then you as a politician don't deserve to win in the first place. If Tariq Nasheed and the dead Kevin Samuels are screwing up the election for you, you don't deserve to ever win ever again. Okay? Once again, like, Kevin Samuels is not even alive anymore, but somehow he's having an effect on your election. That's ridiculous. And no disrespect to Tariq, but he should not be having an effect on your election either. If he has an effect to the point where your candidates are losing, then you don't deserve to be a political candidate anymore. You notice the Republicans aren't whining about Kevin Samuels and Tariq Nasheed. They'll have no problem. Those Negroes could possibly not exist, and they can still win their elections. They're not worried about stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? But you got the Democrats getting on national TV, a Democratic shield getting on national TV and whining about a man who's dead and the dude from Charm School. And we're supposed to, I don't know if that's supposed to sway black men or whatever, but that just makes us not even want to vote for you even more. You see what I'm saying? And to try to just like shame black men or wag the finger at them and say, you better fall in line, we're not going for that anymore. You can't do that to us. And if you lose your election, it's not black men's fault. For one thing, most black men who actually do vote still vote Democrat, which is a shame. But even the ones that don't vote or who vote Republican, We're still not that big of a demographic where we're changing elections, okay? Just black men that vote by themselves. You got Latinos who are going over to the Republican side. You got Asians going to the Republican side, and you got gay people going to the Republican side. They make more of a larger constituency that can to change the vote and change which way things go. But you're not yelling at them. You're not blaming them for anything. You're just going to use us as a scapegoat. And black men are tired of that. You see what I'm saying? We're tired of that. So if you don't, if you're not going to give us what we actually ask for and want, to hell with you. Go ahead and lose your elections. I hope you lose terribly. And I hope all you Democratic shills out there, I hope you all lose your jobs when your candidates don't get into office. I hope the white people say you're useless, because most of you are, and take your little jobs away from you. And your ass is out here trying to do internet shows like Roland Martin, or trying to do little podcasts that no one will watch. That dead Kevin Samuel still has more viewers than you, and he's been dead, and you still are struggling to get people to watch your YouTube channel. Little black YouTubers like me and others have more views than you do on just whenever. I don't even upload every day, and we'll start getting more views than you. That's a problem, and that just shows that black people are just not tired of it and don't want to listen to you anymore. So, I mean, you folks let me know how you feel about it in the comments section, okay? You let me know how you feel about this no vote, no fucking campaign, and you can also let me know how you feel about the Democrats sending their shills out here to blame black men in case they lose their little elections. Anyway, Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on these devils' back.